Ladies and gentlemen, in a world full of noise, where every voice strives to be heard, there exists a profound truth. The most powerful moves are often the quietest ones. In the midst of all the chatter, the greatest accomplishments are born in silence. You see, true power does not shout for attention. It works quietly, steadily, consistently. It doesn't seek validation from others because it knows its purpose. And when you know your purpose, you no longer feel the need to announce your every step to the world. There is strength in restraint. The loudest person in the room isn't always the most powerful. Often it's the one who remains silent, whose actions speak for them, who leaves a legacy that endures. The ones who talk the loudest are often the ones who do the least. While they are busy making noise, you are busy making progress. Silence is not passive. Silence is active. It is the quiet confidence that allows you to stay focused, to reflect, to align your actions with your higher purpose. When you move in silence, you allow clarity to emerge. In silence, you can hear the voice of your true calling, free from the clutter of external distractions. But let me be clear, silence is not about hiding. It is about making strategic moves, not for the applause of others, but for the fulfillment of your deeper purpose. When you move in silence, you are building something far more significant than temporary recognition. You are laying a foundation for a legacy that will stand the test of time. And when others look at you, they may wonder how you achieved such success, how you overcame the obstacles, how you reached the summit. They will see only the results. They will see the impact you've made, the lives you've changed, but they will not understand the quiet work that preceded it. So my friends, move with purpose, move with confidence, move in silence. Do not feel the need to explain yourself. Do not seek the approval of others. Let your work speak for you. The noise will come, but your actions will outlast it. Let your silence be the space where your vision grows, where your purpose is fulfilled, where your purpose is fulfilled. In this world, those who move in silence will often rise the highest, for it is in the quiet moments that true greatness is forged. The noise will fade, but the mark you leave will echo for generations to come. In a world that is constantly noisy, where every voice seems to be shouting for attention, there's an undeniable truth. The most powerful strength is often the quietest. It is in the silence that true strength is forged, not in the noise of constant chatter or the need for validation. The world might tell you to be loud, to speak up, to make yourself known, but the greatest impact is made by those who move with purpose without the need for fanfare. Quiet strength doesn't need to announce itself. It moves with unwavering determination without the need to explain every step. People who are truly strong do not need the applause of the crowd or the approval of others. They don't speak their intentions every time they make a move. Their actions speak for them. Their results are the proof. And the legacy they leave behind is written in the quiet consistency of their efforts. That when you operate from a place of quiet strength, you begin to understand that the real work is done in the spaces where no one is looking. It's easy to get distracted by the noise around you, by the endless chatter of critics, the unsolicited advice of others, the pressure to prove yourself. But when you tune out the noise and focus inward, when you silence the external distractions, you make room for something far greater. clarity. In that quiet, you can hear your own voice, your own vision, and your own purpose, free from the influence of others. The power of quiet strength lies in its focus. While others might be caught up in trying to be seen or heard, those who move with quiet strength are building something that will outlast the noise. They are laying the foundation for success, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. It is in these quiet moments of preparation, when no one is watching, that the greatest achievements are born. The world may not see what you're doing at first. They may not understand the sacrifices you're making or the effort you're putting in, but it doesn't matter. Because quiet strength doesn't seek validation. It knows that success is not measured by immediate recognition, but by the lasting impact of consistent, purposeful action. What's important is not how loud you are, but how deeply you are rooted in your own convictions, how unwavering you are in the pursuit of your goal. You don't need to explain your every move. You don't need to defend your actions to others. As you move in silence, you begin to realize that the less you speak about your plans, the more powerful your actions become. You give yourself the freedom to evolve, to make mistakes, to grow without the weight of external judgment. It is only through this silent work that you can truly harness your inner power. The quietest people in the room are often the ones who possess the greatest strength, for they know that the real battle is not won by words, but by action. It is in the calm, the stillness, the silence where your true power resides. While others may be talking about what they will do, you are already doing it. The impact you leave is not in the words you say, but in the work you do and the way you carry yourself. Quiet strength allows you to move with intention, to withstand the noise, and to stay grounded in your purpose. In a world that demands attention, there is unmatched power in choosing to be quiet, to stay focused, and to trust in your own abilities without needing external recognition. When the noise fades, when the crowds move on to something else, the work you've done in silence will stand as a testament to your strength. True quiet strength is about knowing who you are and what you are capable of without needing to prove it to anyone. It is the understanding that the most powerful movements are often the ones that go unnoticed in the moment, but that have lasting ripple effects long after they've been made. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to seek approval, to earn the affirmation of others. We're taught from a young age to chase recognition, to prove our worth in the eyes of society, and to find our value in the praise of others. But there is an extraordinary freedom in choosing not to seek validation from the outside world. When you stop looking for external approval, you free yourself from the constraints of others' expectations. You can finally begin to live on your own terms, with confidence in your own path. The need for validation can be all-consuming. It feeds the ego and can lead to a constant cycle of seeking approval that never truly satisfies. We may find ourselves caught in the trap of comparing our progress, our accomplishments, and even our worth to others. We want to know that we matter to someone, that our contributions are acknowledged, that our efforts are seen. But validation from others is fleeting. It comes and goes, often based on circumstances beyond our control. And it doesn't offer the lasting sense of fulfillment we seek. When we seek validation from others, we allow them to dictate our sense of worth. We give away our power and we become dependent on their opinions to determine our self-worth. But you must recognize that the only validation you need is the one that comes from within. You are your own greatest authority. Your self-worth, your value, and your sense of purpose should not be contingent upon the applause or disapproval of others. When you live seeking validation, you risk losing sight of your true identity, constantly shifting who you are to please others or to meet their standards. True fulfillment comes from living authentically, from following your own inner compass and remaining true to your values. When you no longer seek validation from others, you are free to be unapologetically yourself. Your worth is no longer dependent on meeting someone else's expectations or gaining their approval. Instead, you are grounded in the truth of who you are and what you stand for. You make decisions based on your inner conviction, not on how others might perceive them. Choosing not to seek validation requires courage and self-awareness. It means you must learn to trust yourself, to recognize your own value, and to remain confident in your path, regardless of whether others understand or approve. It's not always easy, especially in a society that thrives on comparison and external judgment. But the moment you release the need for validation, you begin to experience true freedom. You realize that your journey is yours alone. You don't need permission from anyone to walk the path you are destined to follow. As you stop seeking external validation, you will notice a shift in how you view success. It is no longer about pleasing others or meeting their expectations. Success becomes something personal, something deeply rooted in the pursuit of your own dreams and goals. When you do not seek validation, you become more resilient, more focused on the work that matters to you rather than how it will be perceived by others. You are no longer afraid to take risks, to make bold choices, or to follow a path that may seem unconventional because you're not bound by the need for external approval. True growth happens when you choose to validate yourself. You set your own standards. You measure your own progress, and you celebrate your achievements without waiting for someone else to notice. You trust that your journey is valid even if no one else acknowledges it. The more you step into this power, the more you begin to shape your own reality, unaffected by the judgment or opinions of others. You'll find that ultimately, the more you trust yourself, the less you need to seek validation from anyone else. The peace and confidence that come from within are far more valuable than any external applause. When you stop seeking validation, you also stop letting fear control your decisions. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. These fears melt away when you realize that your worth is inherent. It does not need to be validated by anyone. When you stand firm in your own sense of purpose, you realize that the only approval you need is your own. And with that, you unlock a level of inner strength that allows you to move forward with power and conviction. Stop measuring your success by the applause or silence of others. Stop letting their opinions shape your journey. Your validation comes from within, from knowing that you are living true to yourself and aligned with your purpose. When you no longer seek validation, you open yourself to endless possibilities and become the architect of your own destiny. In the midst of the chaos and noise that surrounds us, it's easy to lose sight of our true purpose. The constant chatter, the demands of others, the distractions that come from every direction can cloud our thinking and obscure our vision. Yet, in silence, there is a remarkable clarity that has the power to cut through the confusion and bring us back to what truly matters. Silence is not just the absence of noise, it is the presence of focus. A space where clarity can emerge and reveal itself to us in profound ways. When you allow yourself the time and space for silence, you create an opportunity to reconnect with your inner self. You silence the external voices so that you can hear your own thoughts, your own intuition, and your own truth. It is in these quiet moments that you begin to understand your deeper motivations, the desires that are often hidden beneath the surface, In silence, you can hear the whispers of your purpose, free from the interference of others' expectations or judgments. Clarity doesn't rush in with loud declarations or overwhelming instructions. It is subtle, gentle, and quiet, like the soft sound of a breeze that clears the fog. It comes when you stop scrambling for answers and allow yourself the space to reflect and listen. The world will always be filled with noise, opinions, advice, and constant demands. But it is only in the silence that you can truly hear what matters. Without silence, you remain lost in the noise, reacting instead of responding, moving in all directions without ever truly knowing where you are headed. In those moments of quiet, you begin to see things more clearly. You see your goals with more precision, you see your relationships with more understanding, and you see your challenges from a perspective that allows for solutions. The noise can often obscure what is right in front of you, blurring your vision with distractions and confusion. But silence clears away that fog, leaving only the essential truths that guide you forward. The clarity that silence offers is not just about seeing the path ahead, but about understanding yourself. It is in silence that you discover your true desires, your deepest values, and your purpose. It is easy to get caught up in what others expect of you, or in the noise of what you think you should do. But when you create silence, you allow yourself the opportunity to tune into your own heart and mind, to ask yourself the important questions, and to find the answers that resonate deeply within you. In silence, there is no pressure to conform, no expectations to meet, no opinions to justify. You are simply with yourself. And it is in this space that you can reconnect with your essence. Clarity emerges when there's no rush, no urgency, just the presence of mind to observe and reflect. You begin to see things for what they truly are, free from the distortion that external noise can bring. It is in this stillness that you can find direction, purpose, and a renewed sense of confidence in your decisions. Silence also allows you to listen more deeply to the world around you. In a world that values talking over listening, silence provides a rare opportunity to truly hear. It allows you to tune into the subtleties, the unspoken words, the feelings behind the words, the things that are often missed in the noise of daily life. In silence, you can hear the needs of others, the opportunities around you, and the deeper connections that might otherwise go unnoticed. When you embrace silence, you open yourself to greater wisdom. You begin to understand that clarity does not always come through action or constant motion. Sometimes it comes when you stop, breathe, and simply listen. It's in those quiet moments that you can discern the next steps, the way forward, and the choices that are most aligned with your purpose. The clarity that comes from silence is not always immediate, but it is always profound. It has a depth that no amount of external noise can offer. In this fast-paced, noisy world, we are often encouraged to keep moving, to keep talking, to keep striving. But the true clarity comes when we learn to pause, to sit in the quiet, and to trust that in silence, everything we need to know will be revealed. When you create space for silence in your life, you give yourself the gift of clarity, a clarity that will guide you in ways that words and noise never could. It is in the silence that you come face to face with the truth of who you are and where you are meant to go. The strongest individuals are not necessarily the ones who make the most noise or seek the most attention. Strength is often demonstrated through a quiet focus that is unshaken by the chaos or distractions around them. In a world where so much demands our time, attention, and energy, The ability to remain focused on a single purpose is a rare and powerful gift. Those who possess this strength do not waste their energy on things that do not align with their vision. They understand that true power lies in channeling their energy into what matters most. And they do this with a steadfast determination that leaves no room for distractions. Focus is the backbone of strength. It is the ability to remain committed to the path, even when the world around you seems to be pulling you in different directions. In times of uncertainty, when others are floundering or chasing fleeting trends, the focused individual remains grounded, clear on their goals, and unwavering in their pursuit of them. They understand that strength is not just about physical power or loud assertions. It's about the discipline to stay the course, to keep moving forward even when the journey is long or difficult. The focused individual is rarely sidetracked by the opinions or actions of others. They know that their journey is theirs alone to walk, and that the opinions of others, no matter how loud or forceful, do not define their worth or their direction. In fact, the strong have learnt that the more focused they are on their own vision, the less they are impacted by the noise of the world. They have mastered the art of ignoring distractions and staying true to their purpose, no matter what external forces try to pull them off course. This focus also allows them to be incredibly efficient. When you are not scattered in a million directions trying to please everyone or meet everyone's demands, you can pour your energy into what truly matters. The focused individual is able to make each decision with clarity, and every action is taken with intention. There is no room for wasteful energy, no space for indecision or doubt. They understand that each moment is valuable, and they treat it as such. They don't allow themselves to be caught up in things that do not contribute to their goals, and they are constantly refining their approach to ensure that every step they take is in alignment with their ultimate purpose. The focus of the strong also gives them the power to overcome adversity. When challenges arise, and they always do, the strong do not lose sight of their goal. They do not succumb to fear, doubt, or frustration. Instead, they meet adversity with calm determination, knowing that every obstacle is simply part of the journey. The focused individual understands that setbacks are not permanent roadblocks, but rather opportunities to refine their approach and grow stronger. Their unwavering focus allows them to navigate through difficulty with a sense of resilience that keeps them moving forward, no matter how hard the road may get. It's this unwavering focus that distinguishes the strong from the weak. Many people are easily swayed by external pressures, and they may find themselves constantly changing direction in an attempt to meet the expectations of others or to keep up with the shifting tides of popular opinion. The focused individual, however, does not bend or break under pressure. They have the strength to stay true to their own convictions and to make decisions based on their own values, not based on the fluctuating opinions of others. They trust in their own judgment and in the strength of their purpose. This focus also brings a sense of clarity that allows the strong to see what others cannot, while others are scattered, unsure, and overwhelmed by the noise around them. The focused individual can cut through the confusion with a clear vision of the future. They are able to see possibilities and opportunities that others might miss. And they are able to move decisively without hesitation. They do not waste time second-guessing themselves or seeking external approval. Their clarity of purpose allows them to make bold decisions and take powerful actions with confidence. The focused individual understands the importance of sacrifice. They know that in order to achieve their goals, they must sometimes say no to things that do not serve their purpose. The strong are not afraid to let go of what is no longer necessary, even if it is something they once cherished. This ability to sacrifice, to prioritize what matters most, is what allows them to stay focused on the bigger picture. They are willing to make short-term sacrifices for long-term success, understanding that true strength comes from the ability to stay committed, even when it requires giving up something along the way. Focus, then, is the ultimate source of strength. It is the ability to keep your eyes on the prize, to stay committed to your purpose, and to ignore the distractions that try to lead you astray. The focused individual is powerful because they are deliberate, intentional, and resilient. Their strength is not in loud declarations or flashy actions, but in the quiet confidence that comes from knowing exactly where they are headed and having the discipline to stay on course. The strongest people are the ones who have learned to block out the noise and to remain steadfast in their pursuit of what matters most. There is a quiet, often overlooked strength in progress that is not immediately visible to the outside world. The power of hidden progress lies in its ability to grow steadily and quietly, without the need for constant recognition or applause. It is the slow, persistent work done behind the scenes that builds a foundation for success even when no one is watching. While many may focus on the outward achievements, the truly transformative work often happens in private, in the spaces where growth is nurtured in silence, away from the eyes of others. Hidden progress does not rush. It is not concerned with instant gratification or external approval. Instead, it is about the long-term vision, the consistent effort, and the dedication that over time accumulate into something much greater than the individual moments of effort. It is easy to fall into the trap of thinking that progress must be loud, visible, and fast in order to be meaningful. However, hidden progress teaches us that growth is often slow and steady, and that true transformation happens in increments, one small action at a time. This type of progress may not always be recognized in the moment, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be celebrated every time a small victory is won. Hidden progress doesn't seek validation or recognition because it is confident in the path it is on. It knows that the results will eventually speak for themselves, but they don't need to be flaunted or paraded. The real power of hidden progress is in its quiet consistency. While others may be distracted by the more visible and immediate achievements, the one who is focused on hidden progress continues to put in the work, knowing that the rewards will come in time. Often, hidden progress is the result of doing the work when it's hard, when it feels like no one is noticing, and when it seems like the payoff is nowhere in sight. It's about being willing to invest in the long haul, even when there's no immediate evidence that things are moving forward. It's a quiet trust in the process, a deep belief that every step, no matter how small, is leading to something bigger. This kind of faith is rare, especially in a culture that values speed and immediate results. But those who understand the power of hidden progress know that the most meaningful changes are often the ones that take time and patience. Hidden progress is also about resilience. It is the ability to keep going even when the path is not clear and when there is no external encouragement to keep pushing forward. It is the strength to continue putting in the effort day in and day out, even when it feels like no one is paying attention or acknowledging the hard work. The person who moves with hidden progress doesn't let external distractions or the impatience of others affect their dedication. They know that every day spent refining their skills, improving their mindset, and taking consistent action is building the foundation for something substantial. There is a quiet power in knowing that the work you're doing today will pay off in ways that others may not see until much later. It's the understanding that every small step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is a victory in itself. The progress you're making is building momentum, even if no one else can see it yet. One day, the fruits of your labor will emerge, and what once was hidden will be revealed in all its strength and beauty. In the world around us, it is easy to get caught up in the desire for immediate recognition. But hidden progress teaches us that true greatness doesn't always come with immediate fanfare. Sometimes the most powerful achievements are the ones that develop quietly over time in the spaces where no one is looking. While others may be chasing quick success, those who understand the power of hidden progress are busy doing the work that will ultimately lead to something far more substantial and long-lasting. Hidden progress also allows for growth without the pressure of external judgment. When you're focused on the process rather than the outcome, you're free from the expectations of others and can concentrate entirely on doing your best work. There is a freedom in knowing that the results will come in their own time and that your value is not dependent on immediate recognition. This freedom allows for more creative and meaningful growth as it removes the fear of failure or the pressure to meet others' timelines. Over time, hidden progress builds an undeniable foundation for success. The quiet work you do in the background, the patience you practice, and the consistency you maintain create a level of depth that can withstand the inevitable challenges that come with any journey. When the time is right, the hidden progress you've made will emerge, and the impact will be undeniable. What was once invisible will stand tall and strong, a testament to the dedication and perseverance that were required to make it a reality. The power of hidden progress is a reminder that not everything that is valuable needs to be shown off. Sometimes the most powerful forces in the world are those that grow quietly away from the spotlight, but with unwavering strength. What you do in the dark, in the silence, and in the solitude is shaping the future in ways that will eventually be seen, felt, and celebrated. Hidden progress may not always be visible, but its impact is lasting, profound, and undeniable. In a world that is filled with constant noise, the ability to disrupt it has become an essential skill. Everywhere you turn, there's something vying for your attention. Opinions, distractions, advertisements, news, and the endless chatter of social media. This noise is not just external, but internal too. The noise of doubt, fear, comparison, and insecurity can overwhelm us just as much as the clamor of the outside world. But true power lies not in being consumed by it, but in the ability to disrupt it, to step out of the chaos and find clarity in the midst of it. Disrupting the noise means refusing to be swept away by the overwhelming tide of distractions. It's about learning to filter out the irrelevant, to tune in to what truly matters, and to remain focused on your own path. When you allow yourself to be pulled in every direction by the noise, you lose your sense of purpose. You begin to chase after things that aren't aligned with your vision or your values, simply because they are loud and demanding your attention. The first step to disrupting the noise is recognizing that not everything that demands your attention is worthy of it. Just because something is loud doesn't mean it's important. By disrupting the noise, you reclaim your power. You stop being a passive participant in the constant barrage of distractions and take control of where you direct your energy. You don't need to engage with every opinion, every piece of advice, or every voice that seeks to influence you. Instead, you choose your focus intentionally. You make conscious decisions about what you give your attention to, and more importantly, you make decisions about what you refuse to let in. It's about standing firm in your own convictions and not letting the noise sway you from what you know is true for you. The world often rewards noise. Those who speak the loudest, those who generate the most attention, those who constantly stay in motion. But noise doesn't necessarily equate to progress, authenticity. Real growth, real achievement, and real transformation are rarely loud. They are often quiet, subtle, and require deep focus. Disrupting the noise means stepping back from the external distractions and finding the space to listen to your own voice, to listen to your intuition, and to listen to what's truly important to you. Disrupting the noise also means rejecting the constant pressure to keep up. The world around you is in a constant race. Everyone chasing after the next thing, trying to be the first, the loudest, the most visible. But success doesn't have to be a race. By choosing not to engage with the noise, you remove the pressure to measure your success by the world's standards. Instead, you define success on your own terms. The loud voices around you may be convincing, but they don't know your truth. Only you can determine where you need to go, how you need to get there, and how you define your own success. In order to disrupt the noise, you must first create a space for silence. Silence doesn't mean the absence of sound, but the absence of distractions that prevent you from hearing your own thoughts and understanding your true desires. In this silence, you can find clarity. You can distinguish between what is truly important and what is merely a distraction. In the silence, you're able to reconnect with your purpose and recalibrate your intention. It is in this space that you can find the strength to break free from the noise and focus on what really matters. When you disrupt the noise, you allow yourself to act with intention. You become deliberate in your choices, mindful of the actions you take, and focused on the outcomes that align with your values and goals. The noise encourages reaction. It pushes you to act hastily, to follow trends, and to do things simply because everyone else is doing them. But disruption means taking a step back, choosing your actions carefully, and moving forward in alignment with your deeper vision. There is also power in silence that comes from disrupting the noise. When you are no longer constantly speaking, defending, or reacting to external influences, you become more powerful in your presence. Silence is often misunderstood as passivity, but in reality, it is a form of strength. Is a statement of independence. When you stop feeding into the noise, you stop giving it power over you. Instead, you reclaim your autonomy and your peace of mind. You no longer need to respond to every comment, every criticism, or every demand for your attention. In silence, you stand firm in who you are. Disrupting the noise means being willing to step away from the familiar, to reject the patterns of distraction that are ingrained in modern life. It requires courage to resist the pull of external validation, to resist the temptation to measure your worth by the standards of the loudest voices around you. It means being okay with being misunderstood, with being different, with taking the road less traveled. The noise will always be there. But when you learn to disrupt it, you make space for something much more powerful, your own truth, your own direction, and your own peace. Disrupting the noise is about creating a life that is defined by your own terms, your own focus, and your own vision. It's about reclaiming your mind, your time, and your energy from the constant bombardment of external demands. By disrupting the noise, you give yourself permission to live authentically, to follow your own path, and to pursue your goals without the interference of those who seek to distract or dissuade you. The noise will always be there, but it's up to you to decide whether you'll allow it to dictate your journey or whether you'll disrupt it and walk confidently in your own direction. Patience is often seen as a passive virtue, something that simply requires waiting for things to unfold. But in reality, patience is far from passive. It is an active force, a mindset that shapes how we approach challenges, goals, and growth. It's the ability to endure setbacks, delays, and obstacles without losing hope or losing sight of the bigger picture. Patience is the quiet strength that allows us to stay grounded, even when things aren't moving as quickly as we would like. It's the quiet confidence that comes from trusting that all things unfold in their own time, and that rushing through life only leads to unnecessary mistakes and regrets. In a world that demands instant results, where everything is expected to happen quickly, patience is often undervalued. We live in a time when we expect immediate gratification, whether it's a quick response to a message, instant access to information, or rapid success in our endeavors. But true success, the kind that lasts and brings fulfillment, requires time. Patience is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. It is the acknowledgement that things may take longer than anticipated, that progress may be slower than you wish, but that doesn't make it any less valuable. The journey toward any meaningful goal is never a straight line. There will be moments of progress, but there will also be moments of stagnation, setbacks, and even failure. It's easy to lose hope during these times, to get frustrated, and to feel like giving up. But patience teaches us to trust in the process. It teaches us that growth is often unseen, that the most significant changes happen beneath the surface before they ever become visible. Just because we don't see results immediately doesn't mean that progress isn't being made. The seeds we plant today may take time to sprout, but that doesn't mean they aren't growing. Patience is also about resilience. It's about staying in the game when others would have quit. Continuing to put in the work even when the results aren't immediate. When you practice patience, you give yourself the opportunity to learn from every setback and grow from every experience. Instead of rushing to the end, you allow yourself to learn along the way, gaining wisdom and insight that will serve you in the long run. The process of patiently waiting gives you the chance to strengthen your character, to build your endurance, and to refine your approach until success eventually arrives. In the face of adversity, patience can be the difference between giving up and pushing through. It is the ability to remain steady when circumstances are uncertain, to hold firm in your belief that things will work out, as long as you stay committed. Patience allows you to stay calm when things don't go according to plan, to weather the storms of life without being swept away by them. It's in these moments that patience becomes a powerful force, one that empowers us to continue even when the road ahead seems unclear or difficult. Another essential aspect of patience is the ability to let go of control. In life, there are many things that we cannot control. We cannot control the timing of our success, the actions of others, or the circumstances that arise. Patience is the ability to let go of the need to control everything and to trust that things will unfold in their own time. When we stop trying to force things to happen on our schedule, we open ourselves up to receiving them when the time is right. True patience is about surrendering to the process, knowing that while we may not control everything, we can control our response and our persistence. Patience also teaches us the importance of consistency. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen quickly, but patience reminds us that true success is built on consistent effort over time. Small, steady steps forward often lead to the most significant changes. Instead of looking for shortcuts or quick fixes, patience encourages us to keep putting in the work day after day, knowing that each step, no matter how small, brings us closer to our goal. Success isn't just about the big breakthroughs. It's about the quiet, consistent effort that gets us there. The process of cultivating patience also helps us build greater emotional intelligence. When we learn to be patient, we learn to manage our expectations, control our impulses, and approach challenges with a calm, measured mindset. We begin to understand that not everything can be rushed, and that sometimes the best thing we can do is to wait. This emotional maturity allows us to make better decisions, to respond to situations with greater clarity, and to remain calm in times of stress. Patience helps us become more self-aware, more thoughtful, and more in tune with the rhythms of life. Patience is also a form of faith. It's a belief that everything will happen when the time is right. It's trusting that even in times of uncertainty, things are moving in the direction they need to. When you practice patience, you are demonstrating faith in the process and in yourself. You're trusting that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and that in time, you will see the results of your efforts. Patience is a quiet assurance that all things, even the most difficult moments, have their purpose in your journey. One of the most powerful things about patience is its ability to bring peace. When we are patient, we stop worrying about what is out of our control and start focusing on what we can do. Patience allows us to let go of the anxiety that often accompanies waiting, giving us the peace of mind to focus on the present moment. It frees us from the need to rush, allowing us to fully experience the journey and embrace each moment for what it is. That often accompanies waiting for what it is. Instead of feeling frustrated by delays, we can find joy in the process, knowing that everything is unfolding at the right time. Patience teaches us to value the journey as much as the destination. It's not just about reaching the end. It's about what we learn, how we grow, and who we become along the way. Every step forward, even the smallest one, is a victory in itself. Patience reminds us that life isn't a race, and that sometimes the greatest rewards come when we stop rushing and allow things to unfold at their own pace. And there's no more barbarous moment in history than the Civil War. True fulfillment comes not just from achieving our goals, but from the peace, resilience, and wisdom we gain in the process. In a world filled with constant stimulation, avoiding distractions has become a critical skill for success. Every moment seems to bring with it new temptations to divert our attention, whether it's a notification on our phone, a conversation in the background, or a fleeting thought that takes us off course. The ability to stay focused in a world that thrives on distractions is becoming increasingly rare. Yet it's one of the most valuable assets we can develop. Distractions don't just steal our time, They rob us of our clarity, our productivity, and our ability to make meaningful progress toward our goals. The first step in avoiding distractions is understanding the nature of their power. Distractions are often disguised as harmless interruptions, small moments that seem insignificant in the grand scheme of things. A quick glance at social media, a brief chat with a friend, or a sudden urge to check an email might not seem like much, but over time, these small diversions add up. They fracture our focus and slow down our momentum. The more we allow ourselves to be distracted, the harder it becomes to return to the task at hand. Distractions don't just delay progress. They disrupt our state of flow and break the rhythm of our work, leading to wasted time and energy. Another key aspect of avoiding distractions is setting clear boundaries. In both our personal and professional lives, we are often surrounded by people, environments, and situations that can draw our attention away from what matters. To combat this, it's essential to create boundaries that protect our time and focus. This might mean setting specific hours for deep work, turning off notifications, or even physically removing ourselves from environments that are not conducive to productivity. By setting boundaries, we give ourselves permission to focus without feeling guilty or distracted by what's happening around us. These boundaries allow us to create space for uninterrupted work, which is where true progress happens. At the same time, avoiding distractions requires a shift in mindset. We need to develop the ability to resist the pull of the immediate in favor of the important. In a world that constantly tempts us with instant gratification, it can be difficult to resist the urge to check our phone or respond to every new message. However, when we allow ourselves to indulge in every distraction, we trade short-term satisfaction for long-term growth. The ability to avoid distractions is therefore an act of self-discipline. It requires us to be intentional about where we place our attention and to make conscious decisions to stay focused on our goals, even when distractions seem more appealing. One of the most challenging aspects of avoiding distractions is dealing with internal distractions, those thoughts and emotions that pull us away from our work. It's easy to get caught up in worries, doubts, or a constant stream of self-criticism. These internal distractions can be just as powerful as external ones, and they often arise when we are deep in thought or working on something important. The key to managing these internal distractions is self-awareness. By recognizing when our mind starts to wander or when we begin to feel overwhelmed, we can take steps to refocus. Mindfulness techniques, like taking a few deep breaths or bringing our attention back to the present moment, can help us regain control over our thoughts and stay on task. Another important strategy for avoiding distractions is prioritization. The more we have on our plate, the more we open ourselves up to distractions. When we are juggling multiple tasks, we can easily become overwhelmed and distracted by the sheer volume of things to do. Prioritizing our tasks allows us to focus on the most important ones first, giving them the attention. By narrowing our focus and giving ourselves permission to let go of less important tasks, we reduce the opportunities for distractions. This focused approach helps us make meaningful progress instead of spinning our wheels and feeling like we're accomplishing nothing. It's also important to recognize that avoiding distractions doesn't mean being rigid or unwilling to take breaks. In fact, sometimes stepping away from our work for a short time can actually improve our focus when we return. The key is balance. Taking mindful breaks can refresh our minds and prevent burnout, but these breaks should be intentional When we allow ourselves to be distracted without purpose, whether it's scrolling through social media or engaging in mindless chatter, we lose precious time. Instead, we can use breaks as opportunities to reset, engage in activities that recharge us, or simply give ourselves space to relax and refocus. Another crucial element in avoiding distractions is setting clear goals. When we know what we're working toward, distractions become easier to spot and ignore. Having a clear sense of purpose helps us stay motivated and on track, even when the world around us is full of noise. When we don't have clear goals, we're more susceptible to distractions because we lack a sense of direction. By setting both short-term and long-term goals, we create a roadmap for ourselves. This not only gives us clarity, but also makes it easier to resist distractions that don't align with our objectives. Creating an environment that supports focus is another key aspect of avoiding distractions. The spaces we inhabit have a direct impact on our ability to concentrate. A cluttered or noisy environment can make it difficult to stay focused, while a clean and organized space helps promote clarity and productivity. This might mean decluttering our workspace, minimizing the distractions in our immediate surroundings, or even choosing to work in environments that are more conducive to concentration. The right environment can make all the difference in our ability to avoid distractions and stay focused on what matters most. Avoiding distractions requires patience and persistence. There will be times when we slip up, when we get pulled into a distraction despite our best efforts. Rather than getting frustrated or giving up, we must recognize that staying focused is a skill that takes practice. Every time we resist a distraction, we strengthen our ability to focus. It's important to be kind to ourselves during these moments and to understand that avoiding distractions is not an all or nothing endeavor. It's a continual process of self-improvement, of learning how to maintain our focus and create the conditions that allow us to do our best work. In the end, avoiding distractions is not about eliminating all interruptions or striving for perfection. It's about being intentional with our attention, making conscious choices about where we invest our time and energy, and creating the environment and mindset that allow us to focus on what matters most. In a world that is constantly vying for our attention, the ability to stay focused is a powerful tool that can help us achieve our goals and live a life of purpose. Movement with purpose is more than just physical motion. It is a deliberate and conscious direction toward achieving a goal, a vision, or a personal transformation. Every action taken, every step moved is aligned with a greater intention that guides us through the journey of life. It's about being mindful in the choices we make and the actions we take, ensuring that every move is not just random, but deeply connected to the purpose that drives us. In a world that constantly encourages rushing or mindlessly following trends, moving with purpose brings clarity and depth to our actions. It is an act of intentionality, where the mind, body, and spirit are in harmony as we navigate through the tasks, challenges, and opportunities in front of us. When we move with purpose, we stop being passive bystanders in our lives. We stop letting time slip away unnoticed, and instead take control over the direction in which we move. Every decision, no matter how small, becomes part of a larger strategy for achieving our long-term vision. The act of moving with purpose allows us to align our daily actions with our deeper values and dreams, ensuring that we are always making progress toward what matters most. Whether we're pursuing a career goal, a personal dream, or growth in a relationship, purpose fuels the motivation to keep moving, even when the path is not easy or when obstacles arise. Moving with purpose requires clarity of vision. When we know what we are striving for, when we have a clear understanding of the direction we want to go, We can filter out the distractions that might derail us. Purpose acts as a compass, helping us stay focused on the path, even when other things or people pull at our attention. This clarity doesn't always come easily. It takes reflection, self-awareness, and sometimes a process of trial and error to understand what truly matters to us. But once that clarity is achieved, every step we take becomes more meaningful, and the pursuit itself becomes more fulfilling. Purposeful movement also means being proactive rather than reactive. In a world full of distractions and external pressures, it's easy to get swept up in the demands of others or the fleeting urgencies of the moment. But when we are moving with purpose, we make conscious decisions about where our energy goes. We choose where we invest our time, our focus, and our effort. This level of control allows us to avoid burnout and maintain balance, as we are less likely to waste time or energy on pursuits that don't align with our greater purpose. It's important to recognize that movement with purpose doesn't always mean fast movement. In fact, sometimes the most powerful progress comes from steady, measured steps. The pace at which we move should not be dictated by external expectations, but by our internal sense of direction and what feels aligned with our capacity and timing. We don't need to rush or compare our progress with others. The journey is unique to each individual, and the strength of purposeful movement lies in the consistency and commitment with which we move forward, not in how quickly we reach the destination. One of the defining qualities of movement with purpose is the ability to remain committed even in the face of challenges. Life is rarely a smooth, uninterrupted trajectory towards success. Along the way, there will be setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But when we move with purpose, these challenges don't deter us. They refine us. Purpose gives us the resilience to persevere when times get tough. It allows us to see failure not as an end, but as a lesson on the road to growth. With purpose, we understand that every setback is an opportunity to learn and adjust our course, rather than a reason to stop moving altogether. The beauty of moving with purpose is that it turns every action into a meaningful step forward. Whether we are working on a project, spending time with loved ones, or engaging in personal development, each moment holds the potential for growth and progress. By embedding purpose into our daily lives, we transform the mundane into the meaningful. Every small effort, when done with intention, adds up to significant results over time. It's a reminder that our lives are shaped not just by the big milestones, but by the purposeful decisions we make each day. Movement with purpose often involves a sense of alignment between our inner values and the outer world. The more we align our external actions with our internal values, the more authentic and fulfilling our movement becomes. Purpose is deeply connected to who we are at our core. It's not something we impose upon ourselves from the outside, but something that comes from within. When we are true to ourselves and move in alignment with our values, we experience a deep sense of satisfaction and joy in our actions, regardless of the outcome. Another powerful aspect of purposeful movement is its ability to inspire others. When we move with intention, we demonstrate that it is possible to live with clarity and direction. Our focused energy can serve as a beacon for others who are seeking their own path or trying to find their own purpose. Purposeful movement radiates authenticity, and when others see us moving with conviction, they are often inspired to do the same. There's a ripple effect that happens when one person chooses to live with purpose. It not only transforms their life, but it has the potential to influence and uplift the lives of those around them. Moving with purpose also means being adaptable. While purpose gives us direction, it doesn't mean being inflexible or rigid in our approach. Sometimes the path we envision for ourselves may need to be adjusted based on new information, changing circumstances, or personal growth. Purpose doesn't demand a single unchanging route. It encourages us to adjust our course while staying aligned with the bigger picture. The key is to remain open to evolution and change, understanding that purpose can guide us, but it doesn't limit us to one narrow way of moving forward. In essence, moving with purpose is the key to a fulfilled life. It's about more than just achieving goals. It's about finding meaning and depth in each step we take. When we move with purpose, we become the architects of our own journey, shaping our lives with intention, resilience, and clarity. Each action becomes a reflection of our deeper values, and each step brings us closer to a life that feels authentic and aligned with who we are. Moving with purpose gives us the strength to face challenges, the clarity to stay focused, and the wisdom to know that every action, no matter how small, is part of a greater, meaningful journey. Mastering the art of resilience is about cultivating the ability to withstand, recover, and adapt in the face of adversity. It's a skill that goes beyond mere survival. It's about learning to thrive, even in the most difficult circumstances. Resilience is not a trait that is given to us. It's one that must be developed, honed, and tested over time. It requires a mindset that views challenges as opportunities to grow rather than insurmountable obstacles. In its essence, resilience is about not just enduring life's hardships, but using them to become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for whatever comes next. Resilience is also about maintaining flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and plans often need to be adjusted along the way. Resilient individuals are adaptable. They do not become rigid or fixated on a single path. Instead, they remain open to change, willing to pivot when necessary, and able to find alternative solutions when their original plan falls apart. Resilience means having the ability to bounce back after a setback. But it also means having the wisdom to adjust your course and keep moving forward, even if it's in a new direction. The ability to maintain emotional balance is another critical aspect of resilience. When we face difficult situations, it's easy to become consumed by our emotions: anger, fear, frustration, or sadness. These emotions can cloud our judgment and prevent us from making clear decisions. Resilient people understand the importance of managing their emotions, not suppressing them, but acknowledging them in a healthy way. They give themselves space to feel, but they do not let their emotions dictate their actions. By cultivating emotional resilience, they maintain their composure and clarity, which allows them to navigate through adversity with a sense of control and purpose. Resilience is also about seeking support when needed. While personal strength is essential, no one can go through life's challenges alone. Resilient individuals know the value of surrounding themselves with a support system, friends, family, mentors, or colleagues who can offer guidance, encouragement, and perspective. They understand that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength, and that sharing their struggles with others can make the load lighter. By leaning on others, they find the encouragement they need to keep moving forward, knowing they are not alone in their journey. Another critical element of resilience is learning from failure. Resilient people do not see failure as a defeat, but as a stepping stone on the path to success. They embrace their mistakes, learn from them, and use them as fuel for future growth. Failure is not a final verdict on their abilities. It is simply a part of the process, a necessary experience that teaches valuable lessons. By reframing failure in this way, resilient individuals prevent themselves from being defeated by setbacks. Instead, they view them as opportunities to refine their approach, build new skills, and come back stronger. Mastering the art of resilience is about cultivating the strength to keep going even when everything inside of you wants to stop. It is the ability to stay grounded in your values and goals no matter how much life challenges you. Resilience is not about avoiding pain or difficulty. It is about embracing it and using it to build a stronger, more capable version of yourself. It is about recognizing that every setback, every challenge is an opportunity to grow, and that no obstacle is insurmountable when you have the inner strength and mindset to face it. Through resilience, we learn that we are capable of overcoming anything that stands in our way, and that our capacity to rise again and again is the true measure of our strength. Mastering the art of resilience is not just about bouncing back from adversity, but about thriving in spite of it. It is about understanding that life's challenges are not roadblocks, but stepping stones that shape us into the people we are meant to become. Every struggle, every setback carries within it a lesson that equips us with the wisdom, strength, and courage needed to face future obstacles. The power of resilience lies in its ability to transform us, to take the raw material of hardship and mold it into a foundation for success. Remember, resilience is not about avoiding failure, but about learning to rise with even greater strength each time we fall. It's about staying focused on the bigger picture, trusting ourselves, and leaning on the support of those around us. The journey may not always be easy, but with resilience, we hold the power to persevere, to adapt, and to ultimately emerge victorious. Keep moving forward, for no challenge is too great when you're armed with the resilience to face it head on. Your strength lies not in the absence of adversity, but in your unwavering ability to rise above it again and again.